Hey everyone, so before the video starts, I just wanted to make a little disclaimer. We are going into part 3, which is electrical. I wanted to just make everyone aware that if you are uncertain of how to do electrical, it is highly recommended to seek a certified electrician to help you. If you are, like me and stubborn, you want to do it yourself, definitely do all of your research before you get started. And lastly, always make sure you have your power source, like wherever your power is coming into, like your breaker panel. You flip the breaker, you want to make sure that all the power to this trailer is off. You do not want to get yourself shocked. So without further ado, hope you enjoy. I just kind of want to give you a little backstory before the video starts on the electrical debacle you're about to witness in this video. This trailer is like a 1994-96 4-star horse trailer. So the wiring, I don't believe, was current with the new wiring that you see on a 7-way plug-in. You will see that I am like missing one, and in turn, or the colors, they just didn't use one. You'll understand what I'm talking about. So the wiring was a little bit different. So like we went to go pick it up, and when we got ready to bring it home, we noticed we didn't have any brakes or turn signals. Long story short, we got that figured out, just so where we had those two things. We come home, I did my research, and I got the wiring all figured out. So I had all my marker lights, my turn signals, everything. Except for back in the horse area. I didn't have lights inside the horse compartment. I didn't have lights in my tack area. And then anyone who owns a horse trailer probably knows what I'm talking about. There's a light back there for when you're backing up in the middle of the night. You can see where you're backing up to. That didn't work either. There's 3 switches on the back of the trailer. There were a few flukes where, like, I shut the truck off in that time period where your headlights down for like 10 seconds. I went back and flipped them and they came on. So like I knew at that point, I knew like the switches and the lights themselves worked, but there was something in the wiring. I didn't know if it was shorting out somewhere or what, until I kind of dove off into the whole electrical part of it, and you're about to witness that. I do kick myself in the butt. I didn't record like every single second of this whole process because you get busy and you kind of forget to video. But if you have any questions, give me a shout. I'm also going to throw a link down for my Amazon. I have a list on there. It's labeled horse trailer. There are some products I purchased on there for this horse trailer renovation. There are other things that I did not, like screws, outlets, and stuff like that, that you can find at your local farm store or Home Depot or something. But yeah, if you have any questions, give me a shout, and I hope you enjoy. So this was the day we purchased the trailer, and we were on our way home, and we stopped and pulled over to kind of figure out what was going on because we didn't have any brakes. So we were having a hard time. We found a local mechanic who, in the long run, helped us figure it out so we could at least get home safely. Okay, so here you have a 7-way plug-in. If you get on Google and you Google how your plug-in works, this is what you're going to find. So brown is your running lights. Here it says your red is your 12 volt, and green is right, yellow is left, and your brakes are blue, and your ground is white. This is explaining how off of that plug-in, it goes back and connects to all your lights and your brakes and stuff that are on the trailer. So seems pretty straightforward, right? Well, you would think that until you purchase an older trailer. Here you're going to see that I do not have a blue. I have green, yellow, brown, red, black, and white. So based off of that information, we had to figure out which one was the brakes. Well, that's my red. Okay, well, now which one's my 12 volt? That I don't know. White is usually ground. Disregard the white being plugged into the center because that is usually for your reverse light. That is not where that goes. So yeah, I thought black was auxiliary and white was ground at this point. So that's kind of what I was rolling with. Oh, this is baffling. I found out that the wire coming in off the plug of the truck, the black wire, wasn't even like, it was just cut. There was nothing hooked to it. So I'm like, oh, well, that's good. So all my marker lights were running up there. I soldered them, put those all back together, and I took this black wire that goes up and down into my light switches and tied it into the black wire coming off the truck. Because, I mean, not a rocket scientist, but that would lead you to believe that that's the hot wire. So before, I couldn't get the lights inside the horse trailer to work. Look at this stuff. Oh, there's a spotlight. Oh, there's the inside. Wait. Oh, it's in there. Tack room light. And then, let's see, which one was that? Oh, we got inside lights for the horse trailer. But, and my marker lights are barely on. Just barely. So now I gotta figure out why my marker lights ain't coming on, because that should be on a completely separate wire. But at least I got these figured out. Yay! What a freaking mess this is. Freaking wires. That's for the camera thing they have plugged in. This is for that reverse light. When these are on, my marker lights are on just a smidge. So it's tied into these somehow. Or this combobulated mess. And then you got this crap. Jeez. What a mess. So at this point, I'm still thinking that the black wire is my 12 volt, which AKA means that's the wire that's bringing power from the truck battery back to fuel all my lights. Because, I mean, the white, I thought on the diagram said that white was ground. So that's what I was rolling with. So this is me taking and extending that black wire after I found that it was cut and running it all the way back to those switches to the inside lights. It's always good to solder your wires, especially you're going to be putting them back behind something, and like in a trailer where it's going to be constantly moving down the road. It just kind of helps secure those two ends together. And then you're going to take your shrink tube and put it over your soldered wires. Then you're going to see me take fire to it and shrink it down. Nothing too exciting. And then if you want to double up, you can put some electrical tape over it just to kind of help add, you know, an extra layer of security, I guess, from it rubbing on stuff or, yeah, shorting out or anything like that. Then you're going to make sure your wires are secure by either zip tying or whatever you want. As much as I hated that beetle tape crap, it actually serves a really good purpose in horse trailers, and that stuff does not, it's sticky. This is funny. I got the truck hooked up. My marker lights are working. Those are nice and bright. Brand new ones. Come back here. Those are all working. Of course, these aren't, because I got those wires cut. I got a new one, but I have to hook them up. It's not grounded or anything. But the 12 volt, the black wire, I'm pretty sure I haven't touched it. And I'm back to those not working again. Fun times, fun times. On the plus side, all the new marker lights, even the one over there, are all working. So, A+ on wiring for me. Yay. So at this point, I was blowing my fuses in my truck, so I decided to go up towards the truck and work my way back. I got to the breakaway system here, and I started peeling back the tubing, and come to find out that they were using the black wire as ground, not the 12 volts. So that changed things tremendously. So I finally got her. Watch this. So exciting. Woo! Oh. Yeah. come to find out, I had the wrong wire for the 12 volt. That's why I kept blowing a fuse. The running lights are all on and working. Blinkers are working. So yeah, that was fun. Now we're in business again. The best part though about getting these fixed is the truck's not even running. Okay, these are running off the truck battery, so the truck doesn't even have to be on. I'm so pumped. Now I have light. I can see. Yay! So now that I have that whole wiring debacle out of my way and fixed, we can move on to inside the weekender, and we're going to start with the 12 volt side of things. This is where it's running off this battery and powering things inside. Strung up and wired together over and down to switch into my converter panel. So you can just call me a certified electrician. Check this shit out. Flip the switch on. And get my cords that will run out on the outside of the wall to the battery, which will be mounted up front. But check this out. And we have lights. Whoa, okay. We have lights. Just call me a certified electrician, shall ya? It is so bright in here. It's good. Super happy with that. So yeah, I just gotta get more 10 gauge wire because my hole is over here and it goes through a tube that will go to where the battery is mounted outside. And then I gotta get the little brackets for the battery post so the wires can sit on it and not come loose. And I haven't tested the AC side yet. I'm a little bit more nervous about that one. Plus I need better breakers because my air conditioner needs to run off a 20 amp breaker. And then on my outlets I was gonna have on a 15, but there's also a cord that runs from the RC side to the AC side that needs, I guess, its own breaker. So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at, but my lights, I got lights. So now I can start at least putting the ceiling up. Progress. So this is the outside of my batteries in the protective box, and that was the tubing they had previously on the trailer, so I kept it. Also, I just want to clarify something for the DC side of things. Your incoming wires off the power source always have to be bigger than the gauge of the wires just powering everything. So my gauges is 10 coming in and it's 14 for all the lights. Now moving on to the AC side, the 110 volt. Here you can see the old breaker panel that they had on the trailer with the breakers that were in it and the drop down cord that you would plug your 30 amp cord into that would go into your shore power. I have since then replaced it and I purchased this new 30 amp plug-in you see here. That is 10 2-gauge wire coming in off of that 30 amp, and that's what's going to go into my new converter panel that will have my breakers in it. So, got the wiring done, mostly. So it starts here, goes to the outlet outside, goes up, over, first outlet, open over, second outlet, and it comes down, down, and then it goes to this outlet. That one kind of just comes off of it, and that one goes over and up for that one. So that's my AC side. So that's basically the whole electrical system in a nutshell. The next video, I'm going to show you how I installed the ceiling, and then we're going to start putting up the cedar planks for the walls. Thanks for watching.